Chosen ones, if you are hearing these words right now, understand this is not by accident and it is not random. There is a reason your spirit felt the pull to stop, to listen, to lean in. You didn't stumble here, you were guided here. And what you are walking through right now, the pressure, the resistance, the quiet battles no one sees, this is not punishment, this is preparation. This is the final test before you step into your winning season, and the old version of you cannot go with you where you are about to enter. There was a time when you questioned yourself more than you should have a time when you doubted your own strength, your own worth, your own calling. You tried to fit in, tried to explain yourself, tried to get approval from people who could never truly see you. But look at you now. You're still standing, still breathing, still believing, even when everything around you tried to convince you to quit. That alone tells the story. You were built differently. You were wired for endurance. You were designed for more. This season has been uncomfortable on purpose. You lost things you prayed to keep. People walked away without explanation. Doors closed right when you thought they were about to open. And in your quiet moments, you wondered if you missed something, if you did something wrong, if maybe you weren't as strong as you thought. But hear this clearly. The loss was not the lesson. The lesson was who you became when the loss happened. You learned how to stand alone. You learned how to trust without seeing. You learned how to keep going without applause. This final test is not about what you can gain. It's about what you can release. Old habits, old mindsets, old attachments, old versions of yourself that were built for survival, not for victory. The old you knew how to endure pain. The new you is learning how to carry power, and power requires discipline. Power requires clarity. Power requires obedience to a higher standard, even when no one is watching. You may feel tired, but it's not the tiredness of defeat. It's the exhaustion of transformation. Caterpillars don't complain when they outgrow their old form. They surrender to the process. And that's what's happening to you right now. The pressure you feel is shaping you. The isolation is refining you. The delays are aligning things behind the scenes in ways you cannot yet see. There were moments when you wanted to go back to what was familiar, even if it was painful, simply because it was known. But you didn't. Something inside you said, keep moving. Even when your heart was heavy, even when your mind was loud, even when your faith felt thin, you kept moving. That is the mark of someone who is chosen, not because life is easy, but because quitting was never an option written into your spirit. This test is subtle. It's not loud. It's not dramatic. It shows up in your reactions, in your patience, in how you respond when things don't go your way. It shows up in whether you choose peace over proving a point, growth over gossip, silence over unnecessary explanations. The old you would have reacted. The new you pauses. The old you would have chased. The new you attracts. The old you would have begged for clarity. The new you trusts timing. You are being asked to walk by faith, not emotion, to move by purpose, not pressure, to believe even when the evidence is incomplete. And that is not easy. Anyone can stay confident when everything is working. But you are learning how to remain grounded when nothing makes sense. That skill alone will separate you from the crowd in the season ahead. Understand this, winning season is not just about material reward, it's about internal alignment. It's about waking up without chaos in your spirit. It's about knowing who you are without needing validation. It's about having peace that cannot be shaken by opinions, delays, or temporary setbacks. And that kind of victory cannot be handed to someone who is still emotionally tied to their past wounds. That's why you had to be stripped. That's why you had to be tested. That's why things didn't come easily. If everything had worked out sooner, you might have carried old patterns into a new season, and that would have destroyed what you prayed for. So the delay was protection. The silence was instruction. The resistance was confirmation that you were moving in the right direction. You may not feel ready, but readiness is not the requirement. Willingness is, and you have shown willingness every time you got back up, every time you chose hope over bitterness, every time you decided to heal instead of harden, every time you forgave without receiving an apology. That is strength. That is maturity. That is proof that the old you is gone. This final test is asking one simple question. Can you trust what is unfolding even if it doesn't look like what you imagined? Can you stay aligned even when the reward is not immediate? Can you remain humble when you are about to be elevated? Because elevation without humility creates destruction. And you are being shaped to carry success without losing your soul. Look back for a moment, not to dwell, but to recognize. The person you were a year ago could not handle what you can handle now. The things that once broke you now only bend you. The opinions that once controlled you now barely reach you. You didn't become cold, you became centered. You didn't lose compassion. You gained boundaries, and boundaries are not walls, they are doors with wisdom. There will be moments in this test where you feel unseen, moments where you wonder if anyone notices your effort, your growth, your quiet sacrifices. But what is unseen by people is always seen by something higher. And trust this, nothing you did to grow was wasted. No tear was pointless. No lonely night was empty. No act of integrity went unnoticed. Your winning season will require discernment. Not everyone who claps for you is for you. Not every opportunity that looks good is aligned. And because you were tested in silence, you are learning how to listen beyond noise. You are learning how to feel truth in your spirit, not just excitement in your emotions. That discernment will protect you when things start moving fast. You are closer than you think, not just to success, but to alignment, to peace, to stability, to a version of life where you are no longer reacting but responding, no longer chasing but choosing, no longer surviving but building. And the reason this test feels heavy is because it is the last wait before the release. Do not rush this moment. Do not resent it. Do not compare your timeline to anyone else's. Some people are still in lessons you have already graduated from. Some are still repeating cycles you had the courage to break. And while it may look like they are ahead, understand that speed without direction leads to burnout. You are being prepared for longevity. The old you was impulsive. The new you is intentional. The old you needed constant reassurance. The new you is learning self-trust. The old you feared being alone. The new you understands solitude as strength. This is growth, even if it doesn't always feel good. As you walk through this final test, there will be temptations to settle, to lower your standards, to accept what is easy instead of what is aligned. But remember, ease is not always confirmation. Sometimes the hardest path is the most accurate one, and you have already proven you can walk it. Your winning season will not announce itself with noise. It will unfold with clarity, with momentum that feels steady, not rushed, with opportunities that feel right, not forced. And when it arrives, you will realize this test was not meant to break you, but to introduce you to yourself. So stay grounded, stay patient, stay disciplined. Let go of the need to control every outcome. Let go of the urge to explain your journey to those who cannot understand it. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not failing. You are finishing something old so you can fully step into something new. And right now, as this final test continues to stretch you, to refine you, to challenge your faith and your focus, remember this one thing above all else. You are not becoming someone else. You are becoming more of who you were always meant to be, and every step you take from here is aligning you closer and closer to the season where things begin to move differently, where doors open without force, where peace replaces pressure, and where the strength you built in silence finally starts to carry you forward as you continue to walk through this moment, choosing trust over fear, patience over panic, and purpose over distraction, even when the path ahead still feels uncertain and the full picture has yet to reveal itself, because uncertainty is the language of transformation, and clarity often comes only after commitment. You're being asked to move without full confirmation, to trust without constant reassurance, to believe even when your environment is quiet. This is where many turn back, not because they are incapable, but because they become uncomfo. Our table with not knowing. But you have already proven that you can walk through the unknown and still keep your integrity intact. There is a sharpening happening within you. You may notice that you no longer resonate with conversations that once entertained you. You no longer find comfort in distractions that used to numb you. Your tolerance for inconsistency has dropped. Your appetite for truth has increased. This is not arrogance. This is alignment. You are being tuned to a different frequency, one where surface-level thinking no longer satisfies your soul. This test is also about restraint, knowing when not to speak, knowing when not to react, knowing when to step back instead of stepping in. The old version of you felt the need to prove everything, to defend every misunderstanding, to correct every false perception. But the new you understands that clarity doesn't come from arguing, it comes from consistency. When you walk in truth long enough, truth speaks for you. You are learning that not every delay requires anxiety. Not every closed door requires grief. Some endings are simply redirections, some pauses are simply recalibrations, and some moments of silence are invitations to listen deeper. The world teaches you to rush, to hustle, to push endlessly, but this season is teaching you to move with intention, to rest without guilt, to trust the process, even when progress is internal rather than visible. There will be moments when you feel the urge to revert, to reach back for familiarity, to reconnect with people or patterns that no longer align. That urge is not weakness, it is memory testing your commitment. Growth will always challenge attachment, and every time you choose not to go back, you strengthen your future. You are also learning discernment through disappointment. You gave your best to situations that didn't return the same energy. You showed loyal. Thank you where it wasn't reciprocated. You believed in potential that never matured. And while that hurt, it taught you something priceless. Not everyone deserves access to your heart, your time, or your vision. This wisdom will save you years in the season ahead. This final test is happening internally more than externally. It's about your thoughts when you are alone, your choices when no one is watching, your attitude when things don't go as planned. It's about choosing discipline over comfort, growth over instant gratification, and long-term fulfillment over short-term relief. These choices may feel small, but they are shaping a future that will feel vastly different from your past. You may notice that you are being pulled away from chaos. Situations that thrive on drama, confusion, or emotional volatility now feel draining instead of exciting. This is because your nervous system is healing. Your spirit is seeking peace. And peace is not passive, it is powerful. It allows you to think clearly, to act wisely, and to respond rather than react. As you move through this test, you may feel misunderstood. People might say you've changed, that you're distant, that you're not the same. And they're right, you're not. You're no longer available for dysfunction. You're no longer interested in proving your worth. You're no longer willing to shrink to make others comfortable. This change may cost you connections, but it will gain you alignment. You are being prepared to handle more responsibility, more visibility, more influence. And before more can be entrusted to you, you must demonstrate stability. That you can stay grounded when praised and humble when challenged. That you can handle success without losing compassion. That you can lead without needing control. These are not skills learned overnight. They are forged through testing. There is a quiet confidence developing within you. It doesn't need to announce itself. It doesn't seek validation. It simply knows what it will no longer tolerate, knows what it deserves, knows that timing matters more than speed. This confidence will become your anchor when things start accelerating. You may also be learning the power of solitude, not loneliness, but intentional separation. Time to reflect, time to recalibrate, time to hear your own thoughts without interference. Solitude sharpens intuition. It clarifies direction. It strengthens self-trust. And while the world may see it as isolation, you understand it as preparation. This test is teaching you how to let go with grace. Not every ending requires bitterness. Not every loss needs closure. Sometimes the closure is growth itself. Sometimes the answer is simply acceptance. And acceptance is not defeat. It is wisdom recognizing when something has served its purpose. You are also learning patience in a deeper way. Not passive waiting, but active trust. Continuing to show up, continuing to do the work, continuing to believe even when results are delayed. This patience is building resilience. It's teaching you how to stay consistent regardless of external validation. And consistency will be one of your greatest strengths. There will be moments when you feel the weight of expectation, when you wonder if you are carrying too much, if you are doing enough. If you are enough in those moments, remember how far you've come. Remember the obstacles you've already overcome. Remember the version of you that once prayed just to be where you are now. Perspective will steady you. This final test is also refining your values. You are becoming clearer about what truly matters. Peace over chaos, purpose over popularity, integrity over instant reward. These values will guide your decisions in the season ahead, keeping you aligned even when options multiply. You may find that your circle is shrinking, fewer conversations, fewer invitations, fewer distractions. This is not loss, this is focus. When your path becomes clearer, unnecessary noise fades. And while it may feel quiet, this quiet is fertile ground for clarity and creation. You are learning how to trust yourself again, after doubting your instincts, after second-guessing your choices, after letting others influence your direction. This self-trust is being rebuilt slowly, intentionally, and once it is restored, it will be unshakable. There will be days when the test feels relentless, when progress seems invisible, when motivation dips. Those days are not indicators of failure, they are invitations to lean deeper into discipline. Discipline carries you when motivation fades, and discipline is what turns potential into reality. You are being taught how to respond to pressure with poise, how to handle disappointment without despair, how to experience frustration without losing focus. These emotional muscles are being strengthened for a reason. You will need them when stakes are higher and decisions carry more weight. This season is also about releasing comparison. Your journey is unique. Your timing is intentional. Measuring your progress against someone else's highlight reel will only distract you from your own growth. You are not late. You are not early. You are exactly where you need to be. You may feel like you're standing at the edge of something, sensing that change is near but not yet visible. That feeling is intuition recognizing transition. It's the pause before momentum, the inhale before movement. Do not rush it. Let it build. As you continue through this test, you are learning how to stay present, not trapped in past regrets, not anxious about future outcomes. Present awareness grounds you. It allows you to make clear decisions and recognize opportunities as they arise. You are also learning how to forgive yourself for mistakes made, for time lost, for choices you wish you'd made differently. Self-forgiveness frees energy. It allows you to move forward without dragging unnecessary weight behind you, and you cannot enter a winning season carrying old guilt. This final test is not asking you to be perfect. It's asking you to be honest. Honest about your limits, honest about your desires, honest about what no longer serves you. That honesty will become the foundation for everything you build next. You may notice a growing sense of detachment from outcomes. You still care, but you're no longer consumed. You still aim high, but you're no longer desperate. This detachment is not apathy, it's maturity. It allows you to give your best without being destroyed by results. You are becoming someone who can hold vision without obsession. Someone who can dream without escaping reality. Someone who can plan without controlling every detail. This balance will sustain you long term. There will be moments when the test asks you to choose integrity over advantage, truth over comfort, patience over impulse. These moments define character, and character is what sustains success when excitement fades. You are learning how to sit with discomfort without immediately trying to escape it. Discomfort often signals growth. It means something is shifting, something is expanding, and while it may not feel good, it is productive. As this process continues, you may feel a quiet excitement beneath the fatigue, a subtle knowing that something is aligning, that you are closer than before, that what you've been working toward is beginning to take shape, even if it's not fully visible yet. You are not required to have everything figured out. You are required to keep showing up, to keep choosing growth, to keep trusting the process. Every step forward, no matter how small, is building momentum. This final test is also strengthening your resilience, teaching you how to bounce back quicker, how to recover faster, how to adapt without losing direction. Resilience will be essential in your winning season because growth doesn't stop when success begins. You are learning how to manage your energy, who and what you give it to, where you invest it, where you conserve it. This awareness will protect you from burnout and keep you aligned with what truly matters. There will be moments when you feel tempted to explain yourself, to justify your choices, to seek understanding. But you are learning that not everyone needs an explanation. Sometimes clarity comes later, sometimes it never comes. And that's okay. You are becoming comfortable with being misunderstood because you understand yourself. And self-understanding is more powerful than external approval. As this test continues to unfold, you may feel both stretched and strengthened, challenged and grounded, uncertain and confident at the same time. This paradox is part of growth. It means you are expanding beyond old limitations. You are not shedding who you are shedding who you had to be to survive. And survival mode is ending. Construction mode is beginning, brick by brick, choice by choice, moment by moment. This is not the end of the journey, it is the threshold. And as you stand here, still moving forward, still choosing growth, still trusting despite not having all the answers, know that everything you are doing now is setting the tone for what comes next. And every step you take from here continues to shape the version of you, who will soon walk fully into alignment, carrying strength, clarity, and calm into the days ahead, even as the test continues to unfold and the rhythm of your becoming carries on without pause. Because Becco, Ming requires endurance, and endurance is built in moments like these when the excitement has faded but the commitment remains. You are learning how to keep moving without applause, how to stay aligned without external affirmation, how to trust the inner knowing that whispers even when everything outside is silent. This is where real strength is formed, not in bursts of motivation, but in steady devotion to growth. You may notice that your reactions are changing. Things that once triggered you now barely register. Situations that once pulled you into emotional spirals now meet a calm response. This is not because you stopped caring, but because you started choosing yourself. Emotional regulation is one of the most powerful signs that the old you is gone. You are no longer ruled by impulse. You are guided by awareness. This test is also revealing who truly has access to you. Not everyone can walk with you into this next season. Some people were meant to walk beside you for a chapter, not the entire story. And that realization can be painful, especially when you genuinely cared. But growth requires honesty, and honesty sometimes means acknowledging when alignment has shifted. You are learning how to grieve without getting stuck, to honor what was without clinging to it, to appreciate lessons without romanticizing the pain. This emotional maturity will allow you to move forward lighter, clearer, and more grounded than ever before. There is also a recalibration happening in how you define success. It's no longer just about achievement or recognition. It's about sustainability, about waking up without dread, about building something that doesn't cost you your peace. This shift in perspective is crucial because it ensures that what you build next will support you instead of draining you. You may feel moments of loneliness even when surrounded by people. This isn't isolation, it's transition. When you outgrow old frequencies, the space between what was and what's coming can feel empty. But emptiness is not absence. It is space being made for something new. This test is asking you to trust timing over urgency, to understand that rushing can sabotage what patience would perfect. You're learning that alignment cannot be forced. It must be allowed. And allowing requires faith, not just effort. There are days when the weight of responsibility feels heavier than usual, when you feel like you are carrying more than others realize. That's because you are. You are carrying vision. You are carrying potential. You are carrying the results of your choices. And while it can feel heavy, it also means you are capable. You are learning how to sit with yourself without distraction, to hear your own thoughts, to confront your own fears, to face your own patterns honestly. This self-awareness is sharpening you. It's helping you recognize what needs healing, what needs discipline, and what needs to be released. This final test is not trying to break you, it is trying to balance you, teaching you how to hold ambition without anxiety, how to pursue growth without losing gratitude, how to want more without feeling like what you have is never enough. You may feel moments of restlessness, like you're ready to move but unsure where. That restlessness is energy building. It's momentum gathering beneath the surface. It's the signal that you are no longer comfortable staying the same, even if change feels uncertain. You are also learning how to trust your intuition again, that quiet sense of knowing that doesn't need logic to justify itself. The more you honor it, the stronger it becomes. And intuition will guide you when logic reaches its limits. This test is refining your discipline, not just in what you do, but in what you avoid. Knowing when to say no, knowing when to step away, knowing when rest is more productive than pushing. Discipline is not restriction, it is protection. You may notice that your goals are becoming clearer, but also simpler. Less about impressing others, more about fulfilling yourself. Less about quantity, more about quality. This clarity will keep you focused when distractions try to pull you off course. There will be moments when you feel tempted to doubt your progress because it doesn't look dramatic. But transformation is rarely loud. Most of the work happens quietly, internally, invisibly. And one day the results will speak without explanation. You are learning how to be patient with yourself, to recognize that growth is not linear, that setbacks do not erase progress, that rest does not mean regression. This compassion toward yourself will keep you moving forward without burnout. This season is also strengthening your emotional boundaries. You are learning not to absorb energy that isn't yours, not to carry guilt that doesn't belong to you, not to take responsibility for other people's choices. This emotional clarity will preserve your strength. You may feel a stronger sense of purpose emerging, even if the details are still unclear. Purpose doesn't always reveal itself all at once. Sometimes it unfolds through commitment to growth rather than clarity of destination. You are learning how to let actions speak louder than intentions, how to build quietly, how to move strategically, how to focus on progress instead of announcements. This quiet confidence will serve you well. This final test is also about consistency, showing up even when it feels repetitive, doing the work even when results lag, staying committed even when enthusiasm dips. Consistency is what separates potential from fulfillment. You may notice that your tolerance for excuses has decreased, especially your ow. You are becoming more accountable, more honest, more intentional. This self-leadership is essential for the season ahead. There will be moments when fear tries to reappear, whispering doubts, questioning your readiness. Fear often shows up right before breakthroughs, not to stop you, but to test your resolve. You are learning how to acknowledge fear without obeying it. You're becoming someone who can hold discomfort without panic, who can face uncertainty without retreating, who can stay present without needing immediate resolution. This emotional steadiness will anchor you when things accelerate. This test is also teaching you gratitude at a deeper level. Not just for what's going well, but for what's shaping you. Gratitude shifts perspective. It keeps you grounded. It reminds you that even challenges are contributing to your growth. You may feel moments of clarity followed by moments of confusion. This ebb and flow is normal. Growth is not a straight line. Trust the overall direction. Even when individual steps feel uncertain, you are learning how to build internal validation, to recognize your own effort, to honor your own progress, to trust your own judgment. External validation may come and go, but internal validation sustains you. As this final test continues, you are being asked to remain flexible, to adapt without losing direction, to adjust without abandoning vision. Flexibility allows you to respond wisely rather than rigidly. You may find that your priorities are shifting. Things that once felt urgent now feel optional. Things that once felt optional now feel essential. This realignment is guiding you toward a more sustainable way of living. You are also learning how to pace yourself. Growth is not a sprint, it's a rhythm. And you are learning how to move in a way that you can maintain long term. There will be moments when you feel like progress is slow, but slow growth is stable growth. It creates foundations that don't collapse under pressure. You are building something that will last. This test is teaching you how to trust the work you've done, to believe that the effort matters even when results are delayed, to know that consistency compounds over time. You are becoming more intentional with your words, more thoughtful with your actions, more aware of your impact. This awareness will shape how you lead, connect, and build in the future. You may feel a growing sense of readiness without urgency, a calm anticipation, a grounded confidence. This is alignment settling in. You are learning how to choose courage over comfort, growth over ease, truth over avoidance. These choices are shaping the version of you that will walk into the next season. As this process continues, you may feel both tired and hopeful. Worn but steady, challenged but committed. This balance is the sign that you are integrating lessons rather than resisting them. You are not required to know how everything will unfold. You are required to stay aligned, stay disciplined, and stay open. The rest will reveal itself in time. This final test is strengthening your trust, not just in the process, but in yourself. Trust in your ability to adapt, to learn, to recover, to grow. And as you continue moving forward, step by step, choice by choice, remaining present in the work, honoring the rhythm of your becoming, allowing the lessons to settle without rushing the outcome, knowing that everything you are experiencing is contributing to a foundation that will support what comes next. You remain in this moment of becoming steady and intentional, carrying the quiet strength that continues to build as the journey unfolds without pause. Chosen ones, as you stand here now, understand that this final test was never about proving your worth to e-world, but about proving your alignment to yourself. You were being prepared to walk forward without dragging the weight of who you used to be, without needing permission, without seeking validation, without fearing the unknown. The pressure refined you, the silence trained you, the delays strengthened you, and the uncertainty taught you how to trust without sight. You are no longer becoming, you have become. The old version of you has completed its assignment, and it cannot follow you into what opens next. From this point forward, you move with clarity instead of confusion, intention instead of impulse, peace instead of panic. You don't chase what is meant for you. You align and it arrives. You don't fear the next season. You are ready for it. And as the doors ahead begin to shift, as momentum starts to replace resistance, remember this moment not as a struggle, but as the crossing, the threshold where endurance turned into authority.